Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the song Run by Joji. And to start off, we're going to go over his name because Joji is just his stage name. His real name is George Kusunoki Miller. He is a Japanese Australian singer, songwriter, and a record producer. So the majority of his songs are pretty much produced and written by him. Don't mind the thunder if you do hear it in the background. And then we're just gonna go into how he first gained his fame. I don't know if any of you, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know where he started from, which was on YouTube, and he was known as like a comedian and an internet personality under the name of Filthy Frank. But he kind of dropped that act and later on transitioned to a more professional career in music. And that would have started with his EP In Tongues, which came out in 2017. And that pretty much like launched his like career from there. And then he came out with more successful albums and singles, including like Ballads One, Nectar, which is my personal favorite, like all-time album ever, and then Sanctuary. And then he also came out with his new album now, but his music often explores themes of love, heartbreak, and self-discovery, as he is often described as a mix of R&B, pop, and alternative. This is important to note because of the song I'm talking about, that it really conveys like a lot of those emotions. And then in addition to his music career, he's also worked as a director and actor, appearing in the film The King of Staten Island, which is the one with like Pete Davidson, and then the TV series Disjointed. And then he's also been nominated for several awards and won many things for his music, including like the Billboard Music Award and stuff like that for like his albums. So that was just the basic rundown on him. And then going more into like the writing of his songs. So we obviously know like he is a performer, like he performs all the songs, but occasionally, like especially with this song, he had a songwriter known as Daniel Wilson and Justin Parker help with the production and writing of the song. And it's mentioned here that Daniel Wilson, he produces other songs that are, pop and I guess electro R&B. And then Justin Parker, he is more of like the Lana Del Rey and kind of has like that heartbreak kind of tone to it. So I think like the mixture of like pop and heartbreak is like what makes Joji's songs like so unique and different. And then just some basic song information. Ray, like Run has been praised for its powerful and relatable themes, like I had mentioned, with like the mixture of those two songwriters. But it's very powerful for its relatable themes and for its use of poetic devices like repetition, imagery, and metaphor, which is what I talked about in my essay. And those just convey complex and nuanced like emotions. It's also been widely hailed as a standout track on Joji's most recent album. And like I said, it's like one of my favorites, so that's why I felt it was really important to know because I think it's a very, very emotional song that's worth listening to. And then a little summary over the song. Like I said, it was written by him. And the song, like going more into depth of what the song is about, it's a slow burning ballad that deals with themes of love, relationships, and heartbreak, sort of running away from that problem. And how it features introspective and emotional lyrics that explore the speaker's feelings of disappointment and frustrations with a partner who is no longer in love with them. And then the production is characterized by itself of atmospheric synths and sparse minimal beats and creating a melody or a moody and intimate vibe. But the song Run comes from, him running away from his problems of that heartbreak and not wanting to deal with it and kind of not knowing how to deal with someone who kind of fell out of love with you, which I don't think everyone can relate to, but it's definitely something that should be talked about. My thematic statement that I would like to mention is in the face of despair and loneliness, we must find the strength to keep moving forward and pursue our dreams, even when the path ahead seems difficult and uncertain. I thought that was good to note because I think it accurately like represents the song as a whole. And through the lyrics of the music video, Run explores the universal human experience of searching for meaning and connection in a world that can be oppressive and isolating, which I would say is like the social norms of dating and what is considered right and wrong. And that ultimately encouraging listeners to find the resilience and determination to keep moving forward despite the challenges they may face, which is often important to note when dealing with breakups or situations like this, because I think there's a lot of misconception about how to deal with it. And also, like, it's okay for these things to happen because sometimes they're like required for you to like grow as a person and just understand how to deal with your emotions better, you know? Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom. So, and then going into the poetic devices that I used within my little analysis in this PowerPoint would be repetition. A lot of those just highlight the concept of the lyrics, and it involves like phrases. It involves a lot of like phrases a number of times to create emphasis of a rhythmic effect. They use repetition to reinforce the theme of the lyrics, which seems to be about the breakdown of a relationship and the feelings of inadequacy that the speaker may be experiencing. And I use the phrase, I know you're not in love like you used to be. And that's repeated multiple times in the song because it helps to emphasize the theme of the song, which is obviously the realization that the love in the relationship is not what it used to be. And it just adds to the overall mood of the song, creating a sense of emotional intensity, which is why he uses it, you know, so that it really hits the listeners all around. And I don't know, I think it's just important to do that. Another device I like to mention was imagery. He uses very, very vivid imagery, especially in his music video, to paint a picture in the reader's mind and create a sensory experience. It's a descriptive language, like I said. And in the song, I decided to use I tasted your skin because that creates definitely a sensory experience, allowing them to imagine what it might be like to taste the speaker's skin and kind of like show how passionate he was, that like the taste of someone's skin like brings back so many memories, and just something so like out there can mean so much. And then how, like, you know, the use of the verb taste and the noun skin creates a specific and a vivid sensory experience for the reader, which again evokes a sense of taste and is very specific, and it makes the reader or the listener way more involved in the song. The third one I would say was metaphor. This just explore the themes of love using metaphors and other things to convey complex and sometimes difficult natures of these experiences. And one that I thought was very important to note was your love was a mystery, because he suggests that the partner's love for them is difficult to understand or comprehend. And then the line, yeah, my love is a fool, suggests that, you know, the love for the partner is irrational or foolish. And it just talks a lot about, you know, the love and why they're running away from it or why it seems to be gone. And I think it was a very efficient way to kind of get that theme out there that was very easy for listeners to understand. And then my conclusion of, you know, the song was that it was just overall a very, you know, passionate examination of the subject of love and relationships. And that, you know, through the use of repetition, imagery, metaphor, and other devices, that the song conveys a sense of sadness, disappointment, and frustration that this person that's, you know, represented in the song music video struggles with a partner who is no longer in love with them and who has moved on. And how they use, you know, metaphor to convey, you know, the unpredictable and sometimes irrational nature of love, and the ways in which it can be both a source of joy and a source of pain. So I think it's also really cool that he was able to get such like opposite ends of the spectrum into one song, because I think that just broadens the amount of like, or the types of people that listen to the song. So that's really important to know. And then this is my citations page. And yeah, that was my presentation over Run by Joji.